Hey folks, hope you're all well. This is just a short intro video to say welcome to the new channel and to let me explain what the channel's for, what I hope to achieve, who I am, that kind of stuff. I've got a bunch of content planned, but I wanted to cover this as a separate video just to avoid having to add any time to them to try and keep the run times down as much as possible. So first things up, who is WoSS Capital, aside from the guy with the funny Scottish accent that you can hopefully just about understand? Well, I'm a general markets, economics and finance enthusiast who spends most of my free time involved in analysis, education and trading. I've been involved in traditional markets originally as a long-term position trader for over 15 years, and in the last 2 years I've diversified, if you want to call it that, into the crypto market as well. These days I do a bit of everything from long-term position trading to swing trading to intraday. I promise as I put content out that I'll try and keep the Scots words to a minimum, but I can't guarantee that I won't slip the odd one in here or there. I'm told by the folks that I already provide some content for that there's a decent native subtitles function in Chrome that gets the gist of what I'm saying, so if you're finding it a bit hard to follow, feel free to switch that on and hopefully it works for you. So I've been talking to a few people about starting the YouTube channel, and a few have asked, why are you thinking about starting this now given all the other things that you've got on? And really simply put, I've been providing some private sessions recently, and I found that I really enjoyed putting together the video content and sharing my thoughts in that medium rather than just in writing. I still plan to be writing articles for my website and in the Discords that I'm a member of, but I found that the video creation routine is quite cathartic, and it lets me put across some ideas and observations that are maybe a bit more difficult to convey in writing just because of the detail that goes into them. I generally enjoy sharing my thoughts and helping people as they're trying to navigate their way through markets, and having had some good feedback on recent work, I thought, well, why not give it a bash and see where we go. Hopefully people find the content useful, and as long as I'm enjoying it, we'll stick at it and see where we get to. So what kind of content do I intend on putting out in these videos? In general, it'll be my thoughts on markets, things to be aware of, potential directions from a technical perspective, the odd trade here and there if I think it's worth sharing, and if people have got anything they'd like to see, I'm happy to try and add those if I can. I've also got a bunch of educational topics in mind, based as you'd expect on my own experience, personal analysis style and my own process. And on that I want to say up front, other styles and processes are available. I make no suggestion that mine is better or worse than anybody else's, it's just mine and what works for me. It's been put together, drawn from a number of sources over years, and I concentrate mainly on the probabilities within validation points rather than certainties. None of the videos will provide any advice, they'll all be a presentation of how I look at things, the process I go through, the things I see at any given time. And I don't mind at all if my style and what I see doesn't fit with your own style. If it's not right for you, it will still be right for me, and ultimately that's one of the things that I'll say a lot in this channel, is that when you're involved in markets, the key is finding what works for us personally. If anything I do put out in future helps with that, great, but if not, hopefully we'll at least have some fun as we're going through it. So in terms of my style and process that I've mentioned a few times there, it comes from a mix of a lot of things that I've used over the years and I still do today, some more than others. I'm heavily focused on risk and money management, and in fact the sessions I've mentioned that I've done recently have been on risk and money management, so I'll mention that a lot, I would wager, over the videos. From a macro perspective, I utilise mainly Elliott wave and price action theory together. And when I say price action theory, it's price action theory as taught by ICT, Inner Circle Trader, if you guys have heard of him. From an intraday and swing perspective, I concentrate mainly on the price action, again around about the ICT theory, as well as blend that with a few other things like volume analysis and, where applicable, Elliott, just things I've picked up over the years that I think add to it from my own personal perspective. I mention these just to give a flavour of the kind of style that you'll see in the videos, and hopefully to avoid anyone pointing out at some point in the future that some of what you'll see is, for example, ICT theory. I've no desire to hide that I take influence from other places across the market like all of us would be, and I've certainly no intention of trying to recover or repackage ICT content, and there may well even be things that people who are really in-depth knowledge of ICT content will look at and think I'm using that wrong. But as I said before, it works for me, and that's the key for me, is that you find something that works for me. All I would say is that the theories helped shape my thinking of price action as a strategy, and even if I'm not using it perfectly, it still works for me. But to say, I've no intention of trying to reteach ICT. If you want to learn that, then I would recommend going direct to the source. His YouTube channel, which I'll link in the description, is packed with tons of content, and if it's his method is what you're looking to learn, then that's the best place to get it. It's just to call out that you will see bits of it in the stuff that I put out as well. And finally, just for similar reasons, I want to mention that I'm part of the trading group on a private Discord server run by Crypto Caesar. I will inadvertently, I'm sure, mention this in the videos, and I think I might even have already mentioned the Discord so far in this video, just because I enjoy sharing my thoughts in there, and I'm in there a lot sharing my thoughts and analysis. But I don't want anybody thinking that I'm hiding anything to do with that affiliation. It is a great community. If anybody's interested, I'll also leave the link in the description. But no hassle if not. I just want to be upfront about it that I've got an affiliation to that community. And that's it. Hopefully that covers all of the kind of housekeeping stuff that I wanted to go over to keep it out of the main videos. Once again, welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy what I intend to put out. Subscribe as always to be kept up to date when new content is added. And if there's any questions or requests, then feel free to add them to any of the comments in the videos, and I'll try to pick them up at all if I can. Until next time, stay safe. My tea's it. Gotta go.